The RSPCA is facing calls for it to be stripped of the power to prosecute animal welfare cases because of a conflict of interest.
MPs on the Environment, Food and Rural Affairs Committee have questioned whether it's appropriate for the charity to bring private prosecutions when it's already involved in campaigning and fundraising. Sarah Hadjibagheri reports.
Abused and abandoned. Ivy has scabies. She was found wandering the streets of North London alone and was taken to an RSPCA hospital.
The scabies has got so severe on the lower legs and on the tail that the hair has been removed completely, and when she came in here she would have almost been probably completely bald.
How common is this kind of neglect?
These are quite common. The RSPCA last year investigated 143,000 complaints. I'm very glad to say that 95% of those resulted in the person changing the behaviour and no further action. But last year we did have to prosecute just over 1,000 people, and those cases were very important for the RSPCA because there is nobody else but us to do that sort of work.
But there have been calls for the law to be changed, stripping the RSPCA of its power to prosecute animal welfare cases and instead passing their findings to the Crown Prosecutions Service. Do you feel animal welfare could be at risk if you aren't able to prosecute?
If you hand it over to the CPS, of course they will have other more important high-profile things, murders, rapes, those sort of things. You'd expect them to take priority over animal cases. My fear is that animals will go to the bottom of the list.
But after a string of controversial court cases, the Environment, Food and Rural Affairs Committee now say it's time the charity steps back from prosecuting.
We are saying there is potential for conflict of interest. In the Wooler report it said there had to be a much more clear defining line between prosecution, between campaigning and between investigation, and also making sure that it was independent of political interference.
Animal rights campaigners argue that the worst cases of cruelty should lead to abusers, not unwanted pets behind bars. But should it be a charity taking them to court? Sarah Hadjibagheri, Sky News.